Assalamualaikum. My name is HUREEN FATIHAH binti HAFIZku.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad IMAN bin RUSIDIN.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURLIYANA AQILAH binti NORHASLAN.
Assalamualaikum. My name is ZULFAH binti Muhammad ZULKIFLI.
We are going to talk about the principle of sustainable construction.
Sustainable building, sustainable building, sustainable building. We always hear the word sustainability these days. But what does it really mean? Well, sustainability is the ability to fulfill present needs without impairing the ability of future generations to fulfill their own needs. A building that we build must not give, or at least could reduce the bad impact to the future. Why should we move to sustainable construction, you may ask? Do you know that construction responsible for nearly 40% of the nation's carbon dioxide emissions? Sustainable construction acts as an environmental solution. Not only that, it also prioritizes people's health and well-being. At the same time, beneficial to the construction companies as it is profitable, cost-effective, and good for the economy. Here are the other benefits they could achieve. Becoming a sustainable business requires reducing its negative impacts on the environment. But how do we do that? Here are 9 principles of sustainable construction to help you achieve sustainable results.
When it comes to building, nothing is more important than the user itself. Thus, the first principle of creating a sustainable building is placing people first. USGBC Public Opinion Research found that almost a third of respondents have had direct personal experience with bad health associated with poor environments or living situations. We spend about 90% of our time indoors. Sustainable buildings create spaces that promote health, safety, and productivity of the user. For example, heating systems that minimize exposure to particles, as well as ensuring permanent effective ventilation, such as through passive stack ventilation. The long-term vision is another objective of sustainable construction. Both its construction and upkeep cost money. Sustainable building practices take into account a structure's overall resource use and environmental impact from construction to operation to demolition and recycling. All persons who are impacted by the building are provided with a framework for health and well-being thanks to the social dimension. Last but not least, economic quality takes into account the financial aspects of buildings construction, use, and upkeep over the course of its lifespan. Additionally, it must take into account the building's potential to hold onto its financial value despite shifts in its intended use and societal developments. As an example, a new lab has been developed to assist cities, but at the same time provide an open space for peer learning. This lab could be used for 2 purposes, which function in conducting research, also for study trip.
The second point of the principle of sustainable construction is taking account costs and benefits, which is evaluates the benefits and costs of the project to society and environment. The benefits these buildings can bring extends far beyond the contractors and occupants and can provide long-term benefits to the environment and natural habitat. Do sustainable buildings cost more to build and maintain? The myth that sustainable construction costs more is exactly that, a myth. A recent report found that there is a little to no additional cost to building in a green or sustainable way. One example given was where concrete isn't used. The absence of this cost was down to the array of alternatives available to architects and contractors when designing a sustainable building. Next, creating an open and supportive economic system. The economic sustainability state, which is a responsive structure, system and technology able to accommodate change and ensure that limited resources are used and maintained as efficiently and effectively as possible to provide for the needs of existing and future populations without damaging the biophysical environment. Last but not least, combating poverty and social exclusion. What is poverty? Poverty is a state or condition in which a person lacks the financial, resources, and essentials for a certain standard of living. Poverty can have diverse social, economic, and political causes and effects. Social sustainability is generally understood as improving people's well-being and quality of life. In order to facilitate the implementation of social sustainability in construction projects, academic efforts were made to construct the knowledge base and the concept of social sustainability itself.
Moving on to the next principle, which is respecting environmental limits. Environmentally damaging behavior and competing pressures on land for development in the context of increasing population and consumption rates, reduced public spending ability, and climate change means that the quality and productivity of our environment is under threat. Sustainable Development Commission (SDC) believes that we must respect and take a sustainable development approach that ensures progress toward a strong, healthy, and protects the quality of life of future generations. Basically, what is environmental limits? SDC defines an environmental limits as the critical point at which pressure on a natural resource or system creates unreasonable or irreversible change to the resource or system itself, to the detriment of the humans and other organisms to which it provides a service. Next, the precautionary principle. As the saying goes, better safe than sorry, is the precautionary principle enables decision makers to adopt precautionary measures when a scientific evidence about an environmental or human health hazard is uncertain and the stakes are high. There are 4 central components of it, which is taking preventive action in the face of uncertainty, shifting the burden of proof to the proponents of an activity, exploring a wide range of alternatives to possibly harmful action, and increasing public participation in decision making. Furthermore, using scientific knowledge. One of the practical purposes of scientific knowledge is to provide predictive capability to optimize the building performance and sustainability of new and existing buildings, understand or prevent building failures, and guide the design of new techniques and technologies. Technology also provides many solutions to help society become more sustainable. Smart building systems, robotics, and digital twins can help organizations to become more efficient and shrink their carbon footprint.
There is no other way to stop the pollution without letting the offenders itself walk free. Malaysia has been affected by the increasing number of construction waste. Some irresponsible contractors would rather conduct an illegal dumping activities than paying some amount to clear the waste in the correct way. The increasing number of illegal dumping activities from construction sites in Malaysia gives a sign that Malaysian construction waste management needs to be concerned. Thus, past legislation and charging offenders with hefty fines should be managed strictly.
The construction industry must help to build a world that will improve the lives of future generations and use eco-friendly methods. Working sustainably involves meeting demands of the expanding population as well as supporting the environment in the long term. Not only does sustainable construction means improved health for the people who use the buildings, it also has been shown to improve workers' productivity during construction thanks to better surroundings, work environments and noise protection.